Poultry feed constitutes about 80% of the cost of production. Bringing down the cost of feed will actually raise your profit margin tremendously. In this video, I'm going to give you some useful tips on how to save on poultry feed. Watch to the end to actually get our secret formula. I will explain the ingredients needed to actually make your own poultry feed. I will also explain the correct proportions to get the right digestible crude protein, also known as DCP. In order not to miss out on any of our videos, hit that subscribe button and also smash the notification bell so that whenever we upload a new video, you will get a notification from YouTube. Yeah, it's our intro. Welcome back. My name is Kelvin. I'm a software engineer based in the United States and extremely passionate about poultry farming, raising both broilers and layers in my home country, Cameroon. Maintaining the right amount of ingredients in your poultry feed is critical to the growth of the bird. It's not just about the right ingredients, but also the right proportion. Both of them play a critical role in the final weight of the birds or the amount of eggs that you're going to get from your layers. Let's jump into the top 10 tips to help you save on poultry feed. Tip number 1, say no to commercial feed. It's generally cheaper for you to mix your own feed in your farm than actually purchasing commercial feed. In my home country, Cameroon, an average bag of feed costs $40. However, when we mix our feed and we actually go ahead and add up the cost of the ingredients, we realize that we save an average of $10 per bag whenever we mix our own feed. And that is one of the reasons why we've never purchased or used any commercial feed. Some companies use rotten maize that carries mycotoxins that are detrimental to the growth and survival of the birds. So, my advice to every single one of you is go ahead and buy your ingredients separate. And don't forget, buy quality ingredients separate and mix everything yourself because you will save more money mixing your own poultry feed than buying commercial poultry feed. Second cost-saving tips during feed formulation is for you to conduct your own experiments. It's really important for you to actually go ahead and conduct your experiments, isolate a couple of birds, feed them separately with different feed, and monitor their growth. Broilers will grow faster, as well as layers will give you more eggs when their feed is actually administered in the right proportion. You're not going to get it right the very first time. You're going to make mistakes, but just don't stop experimenting. Just experiment with the feed, different type of feed, different type of mixture, and see the one that works best for you. We actually ran into we made some mistakes ourselves. I'm going to give you an example. We did an experiment and realized that everything was working fine with COP 500 breed. Ordered COP 500 from a supplier who was not trustworthy. This supplier actually went ahead and supplied us Ross 308, and guess what? That particular breed, they weren't growing very well because of the type of feed that we had already prepared and tested and experimented on, which was supposed to be for COP 500. So you're gonna actually, it's not a one-time process; it's a continuous process. You're gonna always try to make your experiment and trying to perfect your craft. Try to make sure that you get a better quality feed for your breed every single time, so that at the end of the day, you want your birds to actually grow faster if you're dealing with broilers, or you want more eggs if you're dealing with layers. The third tip I want you to walk away with today is I want everyone to be able to grow their own grain. Bird, please, let me say this. You don't want to do it in small quantity. If you have cheap labor or free labor even, that's fine. That's good. Go ahead and grow it. You can grow 1 hectare, fine. However, if you do not have cheap labor or free labor, you want to go ahead and mechanize the whole process. And if you want to mechanize, you want to do at least 10 to 20 hectares. At least, I'm talking about the very least 10 to 20 hectares, because if you do not mechanize it, you will end up spending more trying to grow your own grain than actually buying from the market. So with us, what did we do? We actually grew our grain. We had 3 hectares, but we realized that the cost to grow 3 hectares was more than the cost of actually purchasing this maize wholesale from the north side of the country called Garua. So we decided to stop the maize cultivation and instead decided to go to the north side of the country and purchase it wholesale. So we go there, we purchase everything in bulk, and once we store it in our storage, and once everything is up to about 30 tons of maize, we transport it using one of those big trucks. We transport them from the north side to the south side of the country. So my advice is go ahead and grow your own grain bed, run your numbers correctly. You want to pay close attention to the cost of labor, because the cost of labor might end up driving the cost for you to grow your own grain to the point where you realize that maybe it would have been cheaper for you to actually go ahead and just purchase it. So please go ahead and run your numbers before enacting on a particular solution. For those doing layers, please do not overfeed your birds, because hens that are overfed tends to develop a lot of fatty tissues around their abdomen that will actually decrease their egg production. So you do not want to go ahead and overfeed your bird. I know a lot of people treat it as pet. They will become so attached to their birds that they will just treat it as pet. Whenever they step out, they just get, especially those who free range, they just treat everything as pet. They just give them food anyhow. It will actually reduce the egg production. Even if they are in the cage, please, you need to have a specific time that you feed the birds and a specific quantity, measured quantity that you are feeding your birds. Do not overfeed your bird, because it will actually reduce the amount of eggs you get from your birds. So please make sure that you pay close attention to the amount of feed that you are giving your birds. Also, choose the right feeders. Chicken are notorious for playing with their food. You want a spill-proof feeder. You don't want to go ahead and just put their feet on a big tray and just put them on the floor. Guess what? They're gonna come, jump on it, and start playing with it with their feet. So you want to go ahead and choose the right feeder. Choose something like this that will actually prevent them from actually playing with their food. That will actually prevent them from spilling their food. You don't want them to actually go ahead and just play with their food and splash everything around. You want a spill-proof feeder like this one right here. Another useful tip that will help you reduce the cost of feed is buying in bulk. You want to go ahead and buy in bulk. If you cannot afford to actually purchase your feed in bulk, I would recommend partnering with other local farmers that will need maize, that will need soybeans, or any other ingredient. You want to partner with them and then purchase every single thing in bulk. You will save a lot more money when you buy in bulk than when you go ahead and just purchase everything in small quantities. However, my one caveat is this: do not store them for too long. Why? Because chicken feed, poultry feed have been known to reduce their quality when you stock them for in the house for way too long. A lot of those nutrients in the feed get broken down with time. So the quality have been known to reduce when you stock them in the house for too long, or when you stock them in your storage location, whether it can be in your house or in your farm or in your wherever you're storing them. It's been known to reduce in quality when they're stored for way too long. So you want to make sure that you do not store the grains or you do not store the feed for too long. Buy in bulk, but do not store them for too long. Now, this next one is not something we've done, but it's something that I did a lot of research and it's something that we plan on doing. I know generally I like to talk about things that we do in our farm in this channel, but I decided to add this one because I think it would be beneficial to anybody that wants to go ahead and save money in feed formulation. So I would recommend for you to actually grow fodder or spinach, or you can actually grow the black soldier fly larvae. That's something that is extremely rich in protein. Again, as I said, we have not done this, something that we plan on doing, but I did a lot of research and realized that it's something that can save tremendously. We're going to implement it in our farm, and then I will come back on this same channel and report to you guys our outcome. If you want to actually get notified when we upload the video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that whenever I come back with the feedback from raising black soldier fly larvae as well as growing fodder or spinach, you'll be able to learn from our own mistakes. We'll tell you the mistakes that we did, and then you can learn from our mistakes. Also, this is very important. If you want to buy your feed, not only are you supposed to make sure that you're buying the best quality, but you want to shop around and get the best quality. Don't just hurry and say, okay, you know what, they sell it in this particular market, I'm going to go to that market and I'm just going to go buy it from that market because I think no. Shop around. Do not only even stick to your own city, go to different cities, neighboring cities around. In our own case, we went to the north side. The north side of the country, it takes 3 days to travel from the north side of the country to the south side of the country. It takes 3 days because of poor logistics system. Please do not stick to your own city thinking that you have the best product at the best price. No, shop around. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you travel around and see where you can actually get maize at a good price, or you can get any of the other ingredients at a good price. If you can actually figure out a way to bring down the cost of maize, you will make a lot of money in poultry farming. Another important factor when doing feed formulation is actually to use pellets. Give your chicken pellets, not match, to prevent wastage. The discussion of match versus pellet, it's been going on in the poultry community for a long time before any one of us can actually remember. But one thing I will say for a fact is that if you're talking about wastage, pellets are better than match. Now, somebody listening to this video might be asking, what are pellets? Well, pellets are very small and compact rolls of nutrition that are easily identifiable by both the birds and the owners. On the other hand, match is a powdery form of chicken feed that is designed to be consumed over a longer period of time. Now, the benefit of pellets is that pellets are more manageable than match. Match is in a powdery form, which means it can easily be dispersed, or if you come in contact with water, it becomes inedible. So, pellets are more durable and easy to manage compared to match. And the last tip that I would like to give today is your fish meal. Please pay close attention to your fish meal. Fish meal is extremely important for your birds. So you do not want to get low quality feed meal. I would even prefer that you save some money from the maize and then invest that in good quality fish meal. Please, it's very important that you use the right quality fish meal for your poultry feed formulation. If you've learned anything so far, please consider smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell to actually support us to keep producing more videos like this. Now, time for the formula. Please grab your notebook. I don't want to scare anybody. It's not calculus. It's pretty easy, but there are some things that I would really like for you to actually jot down. So, when mixing your poultry feed, please pay close attention to the proteins. It's also known as digestible crude protein, or DCP. Once you get your DCP right, you're good. Broilers will need a DCP between 22 to 24%, while layers will need a DCP of 18%. Pay close attention to your DCP. Generally, different breeds will need different types of feed, and also birds at different stages or different ages will actually require different types of feed. For example, for broilers, between 0 to 4 weeks, you have to actually administer the starter feed. 4 weeks to they are actually being sold in the market, you administer what they call the finisher feed. We're going to show you the formula for the starter feed as well as the formula for the finisher feed. Why for layers, you have the chick mash that you administer from 0 to 8 weeks, the grower mash that you administer from 9 to 18 weeks, and layers mash that you administer from 18 weeks to the point where you sell the hen in the market. Well, enough talking. Let's jump into the formula. So, as I said earlier, broilers actually need between 22 to 24% digestible crude protein, also known as DCP. If you are doing a 2 weeks brooding, you can actually administer starter feed from 0 to 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you now go into grower feed. Grower feed will be from 2 to 4 weeks. After that, you administer what we call the finisher feed. But in most cases, most farmers have two different type of feed, and especially for farmers that are starting, which is what we're going to show you in this particular video. We're going to focus mostly on the starter feed and the finisher feed, which is what you administer from 0 to 4 weeks, and then after 4 weeks you administer what will give what we call the finisher feed from 4 weeks all the way to the sale of the birds. So for broiler starter feed, you need 28.6 kilograms of whole maize, 8.6 kilograms of fish meal, 10 kilograms of limestone, 10 kilograms of soybean meal, 2.9 kilograms of limestone, and the premixes. Generally buy these premixes, so you want to go ahead and administer 70 grams of these premixes that contain things like vitamins, minerals, toxin binders, and sometimes even growth enhancers. For the amino acids, you want to administer 35 grams of lysine and 35 grams of threonine. Again, this is to produce 50 kg broiler starter feed. I'm going to leave the link in the description where you can actually download this particular formula for free. Now, for a 50 kg broiler finisher feed, we will recommend 7.1 kilogram of whole maize, 12 kilogram of maize bran, 9.5 kilogram of wheat pollard, 3.4 kilogram of sunflower, 2.1 kilogram of fish meal, 1.4 kilogram of limestone, 3.6 kilogram of salt, 7.1 kilogram of premixed amino acids, 7.1 kilogram of wheat bran, 2.4 kilogram of soybean, 4.3 kilogram of cottonseed cake, 3.6 grams of zinc bacitrage, and 3.6 grams of toxin binder. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, layers need an 18% digestible crude protein, which means that the formula that we are about to show you will actually be able to maintain 18% digestible crude protein for your birds. And layers have three different type of feed. You have chick mash that you actually administer from 0 to 8 weeks. You have the grower mash that you administer from week 9 through 18. The layers mash that you administer from 19 to the point where you actually sell those layers. Now, for a 50 kg layered chick mash, which is what you administer from 0 to 8 weeks, we need 22.5 kilogram of whole maize, 6.5 kilogram of wheat bran, 5 kilogram of wheat pollard, 12 kilogram of sunflower, 1.1 kilogram of fish meal, 1.3 kilogram of limestone, 24.4 grams of salt, 14.3 grams of premixed amino acid. And again, as I said, you generally just buy this premix in the market. 2.1 grams of lysine, 7.1 grams of methionine, 50 grams of threonine, 35.7 grams of enzymes, 42.9 grams of coccidiostat, 35.7 grams of toxin binders. I'm going to explain some of these things like coccidiostat, enzymes, toxin binders, lysine. I'll explain it at the end of the formula. Now, for 50 kg layer growers mash, which is for you administer those from week 9 through week 18, you need 7.1 grams of whole maize, 12 kilograms of maize bran, 9.3 kilograms of wheat pollard, 3.6 kilograms of sunflower, 2.1 kilograms of fish meal, 1.4 kilograms of limestone, 10 grams of salt, 12.9 grams of premixed amino acid, 7.1 kilograms of wheat bran, 2.4 grams of soybean, 4.3 grams of cottonseed cake, 0.7 grams of zinc bacitrage, 0.7 grams of coccidiostat, as well as 5 grams of toxin binder. Now, finally, for 50 kg layers mash, which you administer from week 19 upward all the way to the sale of the bird, we need 24.3 kilograms of whole maize, 8.6 kilograms of soya, 5.7 kilograms of fish meal, 7.1 kilograms of maize bran, 4.3 kilograms of limestone, 125 grams premix, 50 grams of lysine, 25 grams of methionine, 50 grams of threonine, 25 grams of tryptophan, 42.9 grams of coccidiostat, and 35.7 grams of toxin binders. So that is it for the formula. But before I go, there are some important points I really wanted to touch as far as this is concerned. Um, the figures mentioned above are for the production of 50 kg of feed. If you want to go ahead and produce 100 kg, you just simply multiply that by 2 to be able, you multiply all the figures in the formula by 2 to be able to get ingredients for 100 kg of feed. Some of these food sources do not have enough protein. They don't have sufficient protein. So that's why you have to add some of these amino acids to actually get your protein level up to either 22 to 24, or in the case of broilers, or 18% in the case of layers. Another drug that you saw in our formula is coccidiostat. What is coccidiostat? Coccidiostat is the drug that actually help prevent the growth of parasite that causes the common disease called coccidiosis. Now, the next one was enzymes. And again, I'm trying to break some of this so that you can understand the things that you are actually giving to your bird, not just these numbers that I'm just throwing on the screen, but I'm trying to break it down so that you understand what you're actually giving to your bird. So the next one was enzymes. You saw enzymes in the formula. What are enzymes? Enzymes will help in the digestion of the poultry feed. It helps break down the poultry feed, and it helps improve the feed conversion rate of your birds, because some birds generally have lower feed conversion rate, but enzymes will break them down and help in the digestion of the poultry feed. One other point I wanted to make is also calcium. You want to administer calcium carefully. Calcium can be detrimental to your birds. As you can see, the calcium is lower for broilers compared to layers. And layers from 0 to 18 weeks, you want to give them very low amount of calcium. You don't want to give them that much calcium. The reason why you don't want to give too much calcium for birds, for layers 0 to 18 weeks and broilers, is because it can actually affect their kidney. Calcium can literally destroy their kidney and kill your bird. So you want to administer calcium carefully. You want to administer high amount of calcium only for point of lays, because those point of lays, they need it for the egg shell, for the formulation of the egg shell. So you administer the high amount of calcium only at point of lay. You give them earlier, it can destroy their kidney and kill your bird. So administer calcium carefully. And finally, and I cannot emphasize this enough, please make sure you purchase good quality feed, good quality ingredients. The ingredients that you use for your poultry feed, make sure you get the best quality. Do not compromise on the quality, because, as I said earlier, the final weight of your bird and also the egg production rate for your layers is directly proportional to the quality of the feed that you give your birds. Very, very important. Please administer good quality feed. Do not just get any type of feed and give your bird. Do not just get any type, as I said earlier, do not just buy any type of fish meal. Get good quality fish meal. Do not give your birds rotten maize. You give your bird rotten maize, most of the rotten maize comes with toxins that are detrimental to the growth of your bird and can even kill your birds. So please get good quality ingredients for your feed. So that's it. The formula has been tested, tried and true in our farm, and is yielding a lot of success. If you don't have the exact ingredients that I've mentioned in our formula in your home country, focus on the minerals and get substitute ingredients that can actually compensate for those minerals like calcium and amino acids. By this time, you have a better understanding on how to actually save on poultry feed, and also how to mix your own feed yourself. Now, the choice is yours. If you are certain that you can actually mix all of this feed, and also, most importantly, if the cost of commercial feed is too high, you want to go ahead and mix your own feed. Please buy your own ingredients, buy high and good quality ingredients, and mix your own feed. We do not recommend anybody buying fully pre-mixed feed. If you want to learn how to actually start and grow your poultry farm, click on the link right here. And most importantly, click on the link right here to actually subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell over there so that whenever we upload a new video, you will be the first to know and you will be the first to come and watch. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Ciao.